with a long season there, how important is leg training, and how often are you guys actually doing that?
Lower body training, we 1 to 2 times a week, depending on the week. I manage my running, and I'll manage some of the leg stuff with the position players based on how the games are going with my everyday players. If you're a bench player, listen, you're going to train 2 times a week. Get 2 uppers in, 2 lowers in. You're going to condition, 3 times a week. They're not playing as much. They need to get to work, and they got to stay in shape. They got to be ready to go when, Dusty or our manager or whoever's manager needs them to go. They're not getting the same amount of volume or fatigue from being out on the field all day. But my guys that play every day, I manage it by the game. You get around enough, and you'll see, we'll win a couple games or lose a couple games, 2-1, 3-2, 1-0. Obviously, you haven't had a lot of guys in the base pads. They're not running as much. Not a lot going on. So those are the days where we're going to run 2 days a week. We're going to have them come out, hey, man, we need to touch the base a little bit. We need to get out in the outfield and stride it out and open it up a little bit. And so their legs, we do all of our leg work with the everyday guys post-game. None of it's done before the game. I want to make sure their legs are fresh, ready to go to the game. They can give everything they got, and then they come in after, and we put them through a routine. And then there's days where you win or lose a game, 12-9, and the outfield's been running all day. The guys have been on the base pass all day. And there's a whole lot of running, and I got to monitor their volume based on how they're playing. Because you're going to get 3 days in a row where, you're going to get, get a football score. And that they're out in the heat, just from being out in the heat all day. Those are longer games normally. There's a boatload of running done. Everybody's probably been on base at some point in time. And then you just got to make sure your outfield guys are being taken care of, because if we're giving up 12, that means they've been running. I'll monitor their leg programs around that. But they still need to get it in at least 1 time a week. If there's not a whole lot of running, we'll get it in twice. We will use the leg press. We do use some functional stuff. We'll do some walking lunges. We still do some box jumps. Guys to work on some explosiveness. We'll do some band routines, mini band routines. We put around their ankles, around their knees. We still want to work their hip. Depending on how they're feeling, what their fatigue rate is, we either do some RDLs for their hamstrings, or if they're kind of tired, we'll do some physio ball leg curls, kind of just moving through a range. And help them feel, and then do a lot of stretching after. We definitely make sure that they're getting hydrated. That's part of the recovery process for the next day. We do hit their legs, 1 to 2 times a week, depending on, around the game. We still train the legs all year round.